Chapter 050 Inner Gate Disciple, Part 2. Inner Immortal Courtyard was the place Outer Gate disciples had to go to if they wished to become Inner Gate disciples. Yuhua sect had hundreds of thousands of Outer Gate disciples, but only 3,000 to 5,000 Inner Gate disciples. That showed how difficult it was to advance from Outer to Inner Gate. Once one became an Inner Gate disciple, the benefits were extremely generous. Food, clothing, weapons, everything would undergo a qualitative change. Most importantly, one could access all kinds of mental cultivation methods to improve one's practice. They were methods that converted a cultivator's powerful physical blood chi into spiritual powered. This was something that could never be learned in the mortal world. In the mortal world, there were only methods for tempering the physical bodied. Moreover, even if a mortal cultivator trained his physical body all the way to the God transformation realm, he could only attain the strength of 5 horses. But in an immortal Dao sect, thanks to the qualitative improvements in diet, spirit pills, and cultivation techniques, a cultivator's physical body could gain the strength of 6 horses, 7 horses, even 10 horses. This inner immortal courtyard reeks of mystery from every corner. When Fang Han stepped into Inner Immortal Courtyard, he found the entire compound deeply secluded, suffused with a faint, sweet fragrance, mysterious and distant, tranquil and ethereal with immortal aura, and there was not a single person to be seen. It was completely different from the other immortal courtyards, which bustled with crowds, where hundreds of thousands of Outer Gate disciples gathered in groups to discuss cultivation or spar with one another. Halt! What are you doing here? Don't you know Outer Gate disciples cannot enter Inner Immortal Courtyard at will? Just as Fang Han was looking around, a voice suddenly called out. He quickly followed the sound and saw the speaker was a tall, delicate-featured woman dressed in pale yellow clothes. She did not wear the standard ritual robes of a Yuhua sect disciple, which alone hinted that her status was extraordinary. Oh. I completed a sect mission, and have come to Inner Immortal Courtyard to claim my assessment qualification. Fang Han answered quickly. He knew very well there were many places in Yuhua sect one could not barge into recklessly, or one would face severe consequences. You completed a sect mission? You actually earned an assessment qualification for Inner Gate Disciple? Where is your proof? The yellow-clad woman sized Fang Han up from head to toe and asked casually. A faint, natural authority lingered in the yellow-clad woman's words even when she was not angry. Fang Han sensed she was no ordinary person and quickly pulled out the Xiaolua bone spur. The Xiaolua bone spur weighed over 100 jing, 3 feet long and shaped like a sword. Fang Han had kept it tucked in his sword pouch on his back, and when he pulled it out, it glinted with dark black light, immediately catching the yellow-clad woman's attention. A Xiaolua bone spur. You actually killed the Xiaolua. The yellow-clad woman was shocked at the sight of it. She waved her hand, bring it here for me to see. Fang Han quickly handed it over. The yellow-clad woman extended 2 fingers, pinched it lightly, and twirled it around as if it were nothing more than a pair of chopsticks. Watching this made Fang Han's heart tighten. After all, even a God transformation realm expert would struggle to swing a 100-gene object one-handed. How could she handle it so easily with just 2 fingers, like holding chopsticks? Her strength is fully twice that of mine, Fang Han estimated to himself. What powerful cultivation! Could she be some high-ranking Inner Gate disciple? Even senior sister Mo is not this strong. It is indeed a Xiaolua bone spur. I never thought you could actually kill a Xiaolua. The yellow-clad woman sized Fang Han up again, as if trying to see through his actual strength, clearly unconvinced that he could have killed a Xiaolua on his own. Facing the yellow-clad woman's gaze, Fang Han remained calm and composed. He had Fang Qingxue as a powerful backing, so he had nothing to fear. Besides, that Xiaolua really was killed by him, even if he had borrowed the power of Yin. Follow me. After sizing him up for a while, the yellow-clad woman withdrew her gaze, threw the bone spur back to Fang Han, and walked straight towards the depths of the compound. Fang Han quickly followed behind her. After winding through 9 bends and 18 turns, past rockeries, lakes, pavilions, and twisting corridors, the path opened up into a wide clearing before them. A lofty hall stood there, with quite a few disciples already gathered inside. Right in the center of the hall sat a 10-zhang long, 3 to 5 zhang wide white jade table, and several elders of Yuhua sect sat behind it. Inner gate disciples were treated very differently from outer gate disciples. Inner gate disciples received personal instruction on cultivation from Yuhua sect elders. The sect's attention to them was more than 10 times greater than that given to outer disciples. For outer gate disciples, the sect only handed out a few cultivation manuals and let them practice on their own. Whether they progressed or not depended entirely on their own talent and effort. The several Yuhua sect elders were questioning the disciples in the hall one by one. The disciples presented the items they had brought one after another, all as proof that they had earned their inner gate assessment quota. Fang Han watched several disciples present the large corpses of flying Xianxias, and the elders nodded approvingly again and again. To be able to kill a flying Xianxia, you are truly a rare talent. Take this token, go back and rest for 3 days, then go to Sky Courtyard, enter the Demon Heavenly Battlefield to accept your assessment. The elders handed out jade tokens to the disciples who had completed their sect missions. These were the official proof of their qualification to participate in the assessment. They can actually kill flying Xianxias? That's incredible. I only killed 36 ordinary Xianxias in the vast desert to barely finish my sect mission. I wouldn't even dare to cross paths with a flying Xianxia, those brutal fiends. That's right, at least hundreds of outer gate disciples died at the hands of flying Xianxias this time. I saw with my own eyes junior brother Zheng chewed alive by a flying Xianxia. It was horrible when it bit his arm off. They are the sons of several important ministers of the Great Li Dynasty. They own top-grade magic artifacts, and they are very close to some inner gate disciples, so they got help. Killing a flying Xianxia isn't that hard for them. That may not be the case. I heard several disciples of the Great Li Imperial Court hooked up with Senior Sister Mo of the Inner Gate, and Senior Sister Mo even convinced Yuan Jiankong, who ranks 10th on the mountain and river list and wields a silver snake sword, to come help them pull off a big job, but they fell into an ambush by Hongfeng Crown Prince, and were completely wiped out. Even the elders in Yuhua Celestial Palace were alerted. What? Even senior brother Yuan Jiankong, 10th on the mountain and river list, suffered a big loss? How is that possible? Believe it or not, I just got this news myself. Listening to the disciples' conversation, Fang Han's heart skipped a beat. He knew that Senior Sister Mo, Prince Bao of the Great Li Dynasty, and those people had not died. It was obvious that Yuan Jiankong, who had escaped, had gone back to bring reinforcements. He wondered if the elders knew the whole story, and whether he would be dragged into the matter. If he was implicated, the 7 flying swords, the blood cotton demon robe and other treasures he held would be very hard to explain away. Ah! Senior Sister Long. Senior Sister Long. Greetings, Senior Sister Long. Just at this moment, a large group of disciples spotted the yellow-clad woman in front of Fang Han, and quickly rushed to greet her, all putting on obsequious, fawning attitudes. It was exactly the same as local officials fawning over a high-ranking imperial inspector on tour. Who is she? Fang Han realized even more clearly now that the yellow-clad woman had an extraordinary status. The yellow-clad woman paid no attention to the disciples' greetings. She walked slowly over to the several elders and said a few words to them. What? A disciple actually killed a Xiaoluo? One of the elders was shocked, and almost stood up from his seat. His gaze turned to Fang Han. Your name is Fang Han. Bring out the Xiaoluo bone spur and let us see it.